Only take, no, not action yet. Action.
Hello, I am Greg Finn here at Cypress North, and welcome to Marketing O'Clock. First up this week, Google is announcing something called Google Bulletin. If you haven't experienced something like Nextdoor before, it's a hyper-local community. Instead of going out and arguing with strangers that you don't know on Facebook, you can get in fights right in your local community with your neighbors. And so Nextdoor has a lot of really hyper-local content on there, just a whole lot of people with lost cats and dogs and arguing, one of the two. The thing that's interesting with Google getting in here is if they do it right, it could be a really good way to connect communities together and just be another outlet for advertising. With Google Now, hyperlocal content, pictures, messages could actually do really well. Most Google products don't really have the support that's needed. We'll have to see where this goes, but it could be really interesting for the hyperlocal market. Another article on Martech Today talked about the fact that publishers on Facebook, surprise, surprise, are turning to ads to get the reach that they require. We talked about this for the past two shows, but with a decrease in reach, people are going to need to pay more. The funny thing, people kind of expect this now. There was a quote from Topic's CEO, Chris Tolles, saying, the whole thesis was we're gonna get traffic by working with platforms in a way that they should align with, which is to pay them money. That's really where we are today with organic reach. If you're looking to get an audience and build reach, you're gonna have to pay for it, as unfortunate as that could be. Another thing, take note, people that are building Facebook communities and really trying to put all the work into organic, it can be taken away. And there's nothing in life that's free, that at least I'm aware of, maybe air, water. No, I guess water you gotta pay for too. But there's not gonna be a free route to get the traffic that publishers and brands have been seeing for a long time. So build stuff on the land, the property that you own. So the New York Times came out with a really cool interactive piece. It was a really cool piece, you should check it out. It's like digital art. And basically, they outed a bunch of different people, personalities, and one of them was Richard Roper, that guy that used to be with Ebert and Roper, that Roper. The interesting thing was the Sun-Times, the Chicago Sun-Times, actually put him on leave, seeing that he had potentially purchased Twitter followers. And that's pretty crazy because A, you can't really verify that these followers are purchased. B, you can't really verify these followers are purchased by Mr. Roper. And C, who really cares? My guess is that this is just gonna be totally cleared because there's no way you can take somebody's livelihood by assuming that they purchased Twitter followers. Cole, how many of your 18 followers do you think are fake? All right, really well done piece, and apparently somebody may lose their job because they purchased Twitter followers. Just another reason that we're all living in a simulation here. And now to join me with the rest of the news is our office snacking legend, Mr. Cold Soulwish.
This is perfect.
You got the memo? This week, Google announced the fact that users that were receiving ads were going to be able to mute these ads so that they aren't consistently pummeled by these ads.
Google, of course, wants to deliver the best experience to the users out there. Me being one of them, I can understand the appeal of wanting to pause ads. You know, Google, you're great, we love you, but the issue is you're making our job harder.
Google always tries to Googleize things and make them sound not so creepy, so instead of retargeting, they called it remarketing. They said, we can now turn off not remarketing ads, but we can turn off reminder ads. Like that sounds so much better than the fact that you're retargeting to somebody. Oh yeah, turn off your reminder ads. Good job there, Google. One other item with this is that the end user still can't turn these off till perpetuity. It only lasts for 90 days if you mute an ad from an advertiser. Just get ready to set your quarterly muting of your advertisers if you really want to do this for the long run. This week, Instagram announced that they are going to be using the Facebook Graph API. And with this Graph API comes a lot more flexibility that you're going to have with Instagram.
What third-party companies out there can do is tie into that API and allow us as marketers to schedule posts. This is great for us because we no longer have to sit at the doctor's office and get that post out right at the right time, or while we're sitting on the beach drinking a cocktail on vacation, we don't no longer have to post. We can schedule it and all is said and done.
Yeah, and there were workarounds before that would essentially load it up for you and all you'd have to do is copy it and post it, but now it will be right out the door native. Okay, and it is now no longer marketing o'clock here at Cypress North. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, check it out in the description below. We'll also have links to every one of the stories we talked about here today, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye.
Our office snacking legend. And this coffee is too strong, it's just espresso. I'm just like, okay, good. He's about to fall through the floor.
This floor is actually moving.